Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and this video is all about extremely cheap bunkers that you can build. Now this first bunker is going to be a suicide bunker, so keep that in mind. If you do hate the suicide bunkers, skip on to the next one, but they can be extremely useful in keeping your loot safe for cheap. To prove this is all that is needed, going to be keeping only this in my inventory throughout the build. So there's the 350 wood, 1100 metal, a sleeping bag, a TC, a shelf, 4 boxes, and the medium wooden sign is optional. I'll show you guys why later. But anyways, here's the build. So we're gonna start off with a square foundation, and then another square foundation next to it. Put 3 walls up around this first one. Come to the back corner here, grab your shelf. Now for this shelf placement, you want to make sure it's all the way against the back corner over here, and it's pretty important. So we're going to go all the way to the right against the wall. So you'll know if it's against the wall if it covers up the foundation there and you can't see the foundation anymore. And then bring it sideways all the way up against the wall. Just to double check you did this right, take a wall and make sure it's blue on this side. Now we can go ahead and start upgrading some of this. Take your metal, we're gonna do this foundation and these 3 walls. Now grab 3 of your boxes, hop back into the 1x1, and we're gonna start placing some boxes on this shelf. These also need to be completely against the wall and towards the back. So bottom box is down, we're gonna put one on this shelf, all the way against the wall as well. Once again, it's very important that it's all the way against that back wall as close as can be. Then we'll place the 3rd box down here, same thing. Take your TC, let's get that placed in the back corner, make sure it can fit. And then come around to this twig foundation, use a square roof. We're gonna hop to the other side, place that here. Now this should open up the bunker for now. So this next and last box placement you kind of need to pay attention to, and this one really needs to be perfect, or at least as close to perfect as possible. You're going to get the box long ways, put it on the shelf, make sure you back up all the way against this back sheet metal wall. And the placement you want to get on this is, if you look at the screen, the box is basically flush with the shelf here, and then you're going to pull it back like a pixel or 2. So we're gonna go with that. It's just a tiny bit overlapping. It was flush at first and we brought it back like 2 pixels. We'll place that. And you can go ahead and check how you did using your hammer and demolishing this. It should be barely sticking through this sheet metal wall, and you should still be able to open it from here. You can also go ahead and demolish this foundation if you want. So that's how we're looking, and for now, we're going to slap that sign up on the outside of this thing to cover up the box. That's kind of just so that people don't know there's a box right there. Now you can still sort of see it from the side, and when you're looting it, you can come up under it or hit it from the side. But anyways, let's get back into our bunker. We're gonna get a bag placed. And then we can seal ourselves off. And there you go. You're basically finished. We used exactly everything. Sitting in here, you're going to be using these 3 boxes as storage, and this box will be your suicide box. Now this is the bare minimum needed, and we're going to go on to some upgrades here that you can make to this base. Onto the upgrades that you can do, I would definitely throw a lock on this box. That way when you suicide outside and you throw all of your stuff in the box, somebody can't just come up and open it. So looking at the outside of this base, if you guys do want to make some upgrades, just keep in mind which side that you need to suicide on to access and upgrade from there. Now the upgrade I like to do is adding a square and a triangle. I just like to leave these stone just so that it doesn't look as attractive to raid or anything. And close this off. And then add an airlock. Now you can either make this a single door, or if you plan on getting the garage BP, you can put a wall frame here, but I just stick with the single door for sheet metal doors. And you can turn this into really any sort of layout that you want. I'll show you guys some examples that I've been doing in the past. Also, once you start upgrading here, you definitely want to destroy this sign with a hatchet or whatever so that you can get to your suicide box, which is right here. So here are some of the upgrades that I've added. Obviously, you probably won't have a workbench 3 very quickly, but just putting that there to show it fits. And you can upgrade from the 1, 2 to the 3 whenever you can. We've got 3 small boxes and 1 large box in here, plus a bag, 2 furnaces, and I just have sheet metal doors for now. You could eventually upgrade your suicide bunker to armored, but honestly, I like keeping it sheet metal so it doesn't look as attractive to raid. I mean, look at this thing from the outside, bro. I don't think anybody is going to be concerned about this thing having a bunch of juice in there being sheet metal. Key lock on the front, must be a solo player. So yeah, this is kind of how we leave it. And then you can store the stuff that you're using immediately here in these boxes. And when you need to depot into the more safe area, so sulfur, rockets, C4, anything you've got, you're just going to slap all that stuff in this box, suicide into the base, transfer it into the secure boxes. So that covers the first bunker style, and let's move on to the next ones. Alright guys, on to the second base build here. Now this is, once again, all you're going to need to get the bare minimum of this base setup. 373 wood, 1200 stone, 690 metal frags, a sheet double door, a sheet single door, 3 key locks, TC, and a vending machine, which might be the most difficult thing to get out of all of this. But if you do start off your wipe by recycling, since they've made the vending machines pretty cheap to craft, I think it's totally doable. So to start this build, we'll start off with a triangle foundation. We'll place this foundation, put some walls and a floor on the top, and then we can go ahead and upgrade this straight to sheet metal. Then we take our TC, place it as far as back as we can into the corner here. Next, we can lock the TC. Then we're going to add a single door frame onto the front. Upgrade that to sheet metal. And let's get our single door placed here as well. You want to make sure that this sheet metal door is opening towards you. And then we can throw a lock on that as well. And then we're going to go for a square foundation here. Upgrading this to stone. Add 2 walls here, a square floor to the top, and a wall frame on the doorway. We can then upgrade all that to stone as well. Next, let's get our double door placed down. We want this to open outwards. So open like that, and we can lock that thing too. Lastly, our vending machine, we're going to freehand place it with this door open, blocking the TC. So you don't want it to snap onto the doorway like that. You just gotta freehand it. If you look at the bottom of the vending machine, the line should pretty much line up with that triangle sheet metal foundation. And then just to check that you've placed it correctly, open this door up. When you come here to the back, you'll be able to open this single door and access the TC. So we're gonna close all that up for now. And you should be storing your most valuable resources in the TC over here. So gunpowder, sulfur, HQM, very low upkeep on this thing. Once again, about 104 metal, 120 stone per 24 hours. Now this one I would get right onto upgrading. One upgrade you definitely want to do is adding an airlock to the front. So a triangle foundation, and we'll put a single door here. You want to make sure that this single door opens towards the outside. That way nobody can get in here easily unless they get pushed through by other people. But that's pretty good for now. And I'll show you guys what we can do with the inside square here as well. So I've gone with a sleeping bag in the airlock as well as a furnace. We have 2 large boxes plus the small box underneath the workbench 3. And then don't forget about your TC, which you can store your most valuable materials in. And that's pretty much it for this base build. You guys can obviously customize this square and build out as much as you want, but this is just the bare minimum. Okay guys, the last bunker build here is a bit more costly, but it does give you a lot more room to expand, a lot more space to put down boxes and furnaces. And this one is a lot more doable with a duo or trio clan. Now to build this thing, we are going to need 1,149 wood, 3,940 metal frags. Now we're going to just go straight for the metal frag upgrade. Let's assume that we had a nice start, recycled a bunch of stuff, and we're gonna go straight to there and skip stone. You guys can make it out of stone. 1 sheet metal door, and we're bringing the bag just in case. 4 boxes and a TC. because there's a room that we do need to get set up before we send the roofs on our bunker. So we're going to start this one off with 2 raised foundations that are square next to each other. You're going to want to make sure they're high enough that you can place the foundation halfway below them. So 2 more square foundations at half height. And then we're going to jump up on here, turn around, and place a raised triangle foundation. Next, we're going to surround this thing with walls, except for this front portion. That's going to be our bunker entrance. So let's put walls around this entire thing. And then come around back to here, half walls to make this thing flush. Add some floors. And then 1 wall here. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and start upgrading this. Next, let's get our TC placed here in the back corner. Keep it rotated this way as it is when you first take it out. Place it all the way against the back corner, so close as possible to the corner. And now we're going to set up a single door here just so that we can be safe while we're doing the rest of this. Come around here to the raised triangle foundation. We're going to extend the floor into the TC so we can get our boxes set up. And then we'll get our triangle placed here. Now to place down these 4 boxes. You guys have probably done this before. One of the most compact 1x1 loot rooms you can make. So we come around to this side, place 1 box this way in front of the TC. Take a step back and we can place another one here. Then we do the same on the twig. Once we have that done, we don't have to worry about the roof bunker messing it up. But now to make this thing secure with the bunker seal off, we're going to come out here. We can upgrade this floor. We're going to place a half wall over here. And this can be demolished for now. Then come here, place 2 square roofs, just like that. And we're going to upgrade those things as well. Then to seal this thing off, you can place a low wall right here. And there you go. It's actually a 4C4 raid already. So we're pretty safe and secure in here. Now to open the bunker back up, all you have to do is demolish this low wall. But yeah, this is pretty much the bare minimum that you needed to set up. The rest of it can be customized to your liking. Another upgrade that you will want to get done pretty soon is to put a wall over this foundation so that a Zerg doesn't come by and jackhammer it out, exposing everything. But once you have this done, you are pretty much good to go. Definitely the first upgrade you're going to want to do to this thing is to add an airlock onto the front over here. And you can do that with a raised triangle foundation. Going to put 1 door there, and then not a true airlock until we have a second one over here. I like putting this one halfway down, and then we can actually put some furnaces on there later. Make sure that it's flush up top. Create our airlock, and just going to leave this here so it's a bit easier to jump up and into. But you can have furnaces there. Here's your airlock. And then when you come into the bunker, if you want to seal it off, all you got to do, once again, low wall, and you're safe. I'm going to leave the customization up to you guys. Not going to fully deck it out. There's just so much you can do, a lot more room in this thing compared to the first 2 bases. But yeah, that has been 3 safe, secure bunkers you can make very early on the wipe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Going to be coming at you guys with videos soon. Make sure to get subbed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.